Hey guys, once again, it's Let's Brighten the Day, and I am on to my third video because I just received another message today in my inbox, and once again, I'm very proud to be doing this. So let me read this to you guys, and then I'll be glad to get started on this. Okay, this message was sent from BamBam12317. Okay. She starts off by saying advice, and she says, "Hey, I heard about what you're doing for other people and hope that you could help me. I've had a tough go in life and things are starting to turn around for me, but sometimes I still have urges to do bad things. Most of my problems have been with men. My dad to begin with. I have never met him out of about 14 and 1.5 years minus 1 day when I was 2 weeks old. He's been absent and rejected me on my attempts to contact him. My mom told me things about him, and apparently he's a drug dealer in the States. I guess the lack of acknowledgement from him over the years led to my first boyfriend way too early in grade 7. He used me to get closer to my best friend and cheated on me the whole time. After that, my luck with dating didn't get much better. My boyfriend now is the only one who hasn't hurt me out of the many past ones. I'm not here to rant or complain to you, so I'll get to the point. But out of all of those guys who hurt me, I guess I just kept dating to take away the pain, but I just kept getting used, cheated on, abused, forced to do things I didn't want to do, and other things. None of them could amount to how much this one guy hurt me. His name was Kyle, and he was perfect, and I actually fell in love, I was pretty sure. And I was pretty sure he felt the same way. But then there was one day, he was walking me home from school, and we started making out. But then he started to choke me and hit my head on the wall, punch me, and grab my stomach hard. I have an issue where I go into shock easy, so I couldn't do much, and he started undoing my belt and taking things too far. I was afraid after and hurt and confused because I still loved, and for some reason still do, love him. I was too afraid to break up with him because I didn't want him to beat me or worse or anything, so I tried to ignore it, but then my older sister found out and made me dump him. I went downhill from there. I tried doing dirty things with guys, got addicted to pills, drank, tried killing myself a few times, and the pills almost killed me as well, but I eventually was able to quit because I fell in love with a new demon that actually took away the pain temporarily. I started to cut. I know it's sick, but it helps me and it's damn addicting. After about a year or so, I fell in love with Mikey, my boyfriend right now, and I've been able to come over most of my addictions, even cutting for the most part, but the problem is I'm still not over it. I get urges to do it more again, but to start off deeper, I can't tell my parents all this stuff or they would be furious, and my stepdad would push me to the edge and I would be over. So I'm turning to you. Please give me advice. Please give me advice. I want to stop cutting for good, and I don't want to have the urge to drink or pop pills anymore, so please help me. I want to stop for Mikey, and now that I have something to live for, I don't want to die, and I want to be full of sin, and I don't want to be full of sin and hurt anymore. I know God forgives me, but I need to quit these addictions and forgive myself. So please help me, Leah. Okay, Leah. You've come to the right place because I'm glad you've come to me, and I am gonna help you to the fullest extent that I can. Leah, from what I've heard and from basically what you've told me, you've dated a bunch of these guys to fill in that gap of lacking a man in your life, right? But Leah, sometimes we're so busy looking at things from the negative point. You know what I mean? Think about it this way. For instance, you said your dad was a drug dealer, right? I mean, so imagine he was in your life. Maybe your life could have been worse than it is now. I mean, maybe he could have gotten the house shot up. Maybe he could have gotten you into trouble with drugs. Maybe he could have gotten your family into trouble with drugs. And things could have turned out a whole lot worse, I just think that sometimes maybe you do the what-ifs a lot, like what if my dad was around, stuff like that. Don't waste your time doing that, You don't want to focus on that. Because if your dad was around, your life could have been much worse, okay? So just don't even beat yourself up about that. And if you try contacting him and he doesn't want anything to do with you, you sound like a very sweet girl, Leah, and that is his loss. I will tell you that from the bat. That is definitely his loss. Okay? You talked about a bunch of these boyfriends who have cheated on you and who have hurt you and abused you. Leah, you really have to love yourself enough to the point where you won't let people take advantage of you like that. The reason why you cut and why you date these guys is because you're trying to fill a void that you've been missing. You know, and I understand that, definitely. You know, the pain of missing something is, it's very rough. You know, it's nothing easy, and that's why you can't really look through to fill it in through other people who are just going to hurt you more and more. For instance, like that guy Kyle. I mean, you're looking to fill up a void, but when you're dating guys like him who are going to beat you, that just opens up the void even deeper and creates new voids for you. You don't want to do that. In order for you to move on in your life, you have to love yourself enough and accept yourself to the point where your past is going to build you up into a better person, and it's not going to degrade you into a worse person. You don't understand what I'm saying? Now, as for the cutting situation and the pills, Leah, you have to think about this. I understand you probably have heard this a million times, but these words need to they need to sink deep within your head and into your heart in order for this to make an impact on you, Leah. When you cut, okay, you think you're taking away the pain, but Leah, I could guarantee when you're done cutting that the pain gets worse, because you realize after you're done cutting that your problems are still there, and that probably makes you feel worse. And on top of that, you probably feel worse for the fact that you did cut yourself, you know? So cutting really just creates more problems in itself. I mean, think about it, Leah. It'd be like you're just making it, you're just, you know, digging the hole deeper, because you know, I've had people have told me I've had people who I know that have cut before, and it's not really a good thing. You know, you'll feel worse, because think about it, you're causing more harm to yourself to get over harm you're dealing with now, but in the end your problems are still gonna be there, Leah. And you get over these problems by dealing with them, accepting them, and loving yourself enough to be strong to push through them. Do you know what I mean? There's always gonna, you know, let me tell you, cutting yourself is like a bad breakup, okay? And perfect, I can explain this. When you break up with somebody, right, that you had strong feelings for the first few weeks, you're gonna miss them. But as time goes by, you're not gonna feel that pain as much as you used to. You understand what I mean? And that's the thing with you with cutting, Leah. You're gonna feel urges to do it very strongly at first because you're still used to it. But as time goes by, those urges will decrease, you know, and you can be able to move on and cope with things much better, Leah, you know. However, down the road, even when you are overcutting, there still might be times where you feel like you need to do it. And that's normal, Leah. There's times where we're all gonna feel like we have to do something we're used to doing. But it's all about having that mental strength within and loving yourself enough to say, I can't do this. This is going to make the problem worse for me. This is going to create problems for itself. I am harming myself. I cannot do this. Leah, you are going to lose things that are close to you for the cutting and the pills, you know? And nobody can make you cut, and nobody can make you take those pills, Leah. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to know that the power of the mind is incredible. And I know you have that strength in you, Leah, and you have to pull it out of you, because that is the biggest key to fighting an addiction and to fighting something you're trying to conquer, Leah. You know, the mind is what's going to do this. When you feel like you have to cut, Leah, do something that relaxes you, that's not harmful, of course, and that takes your mind off things. For example, when I'm stressed out, I go for a jog, I listen to music, I'll call one of my friends on the phone, I'll text, something like that. Something that I enjoy doing that takes my mind off of my issue. Same thing for you, Leah. Say your hobby's drawing, say your hobby's reading, say your hobby's writing, say your hobby's playing basketball. Or say your hobby's even jogging, as me. If you feel that, you know, you're being overwhelmed by something and you feel the urge to cut, go do a hobby that you like and that's safe instead of cutting. And that right there will take your mind off cutting and take your mind off your issue, and you will be able to cope with things better in the future, and things will be okay. You understand what I mean? That's definitely what I would encourage you to do, you know. And like, Leah, don't put up with that anymore. You have to love yourself. You cannot allow these guys to walk all over you and do things like that. You know what I mean? And don't beat yourself up about this, Leah. You know, sometimes it's good for us in life to be glad that we experience things early on. That way, you know, we don't make the same mistakes down the road and have greater consequences for them. You see what I mean? Don't beat yourself up, Leah. You know, be proud that you're trying to overcome this, and be proud that you know that you have a problem. Because as you've heard, the first step within addiction is knowing that you have one and admitting to it. And I'm proud of you, Leah, and I commend you for admitting this to me and admitting this to yourself and knowing that you want to fight this. And I know you will, Leah. I know you will. I know that, 10 years down the road from now, you're going to say, you know what, I made it, and I'm happy I did. And you can do that by the strength within yourself and believing in yourself, Leah. Let your past better you. Let it bring you up. Let it build you up. Don't let it be a degrader. Don't let it be a roadblock, Leah. You yourself have to get up and say, you know what, when life knocks me down, I'm going to fight back. Because nobody can make anything happen for ourselves but ourselves, Leah. For example, say I was a guy who wanted to, exercise. I could call up one of my friends and tell him, hey man, every Saturday morning, why don't you call me up at 10:30 and wake me up to go jogging with you, right? Now, surely, if he calls me and gives me that push, but if I don't answer the phone, nobody can make me answer that phone, and nobody can make me want to get up and exercise. It has to start from me first, Leah. I have to care for myself enough to do it for myself. You understand what I mean? And that's in your case. You must care for yourself and forgive yourself, because forgiving yourself is the first step to accepting yourself, and accepting yourself is the first step to bettering yourself and conquering the challenges you're trying to conquer. So you really need to think about that, and you need to work your hardest to do so. You're going to have times where you're going to want to cut, Leah. Don't think it's going to be easy. But at the same time, just know, you don't want to lose what's close to you just for cutting. You can do a different and safer hobby instead of cutting. And that cutting itself is just going to make problems much more worse on you. You sound like a very sweet girl, and I do not want to see that happen to you. I don't want to see that you lose Mikey, or that you lose a part of yourself in this happening. I want to see that you're building better pieces into yourself and building a better relationship with your current boyfriend and seeing that everything is working out, Leah. Like I said, do some hobbies that are safe for you, that you enjoy. Whether it's, like I said, if you like playing basketball, writing, reading, etc., things like that. Whenever you feel the urge to cut, and as time passes by, Leah, those urges will decrease. And even if they do come back once in a while, which is normal, they will. You can once again do a hobby, and you can continue doing those hobbies, and you can continue using the strength from within to overcome that and not let it get the best of you and consume you. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that you'll be okay. It's just all about, you don't want to lose what's there, and you have to realize that cutting is just going to make you feel worse about yourself, and you're going to realize your problems are still there, Leah. Wouldn't you rather have your problems still be there without feeling bad about yourself than cutting? Or would you rather be cutting and have those problems there? See how much worse that sounds, the fact that if you were cutting while you have those problems, you're just creating more problems on yourself, and you're just going to feel worse about yourself in the long run. That's why it's just better you face these problems that you have now, try to deal with them to your best without cutting, and things will fall into place, and just do what you have to do. Don't let things like your dad keep you down. Maybe it was better he wasn't in your life. If he left that early, Leah, who's to say that maybe you and him would have got close growing up and he would have left your life, during the middle years of your life, and that could have hurt you even much more. So don't think about what it could have been. Take it for what it is, and work past it and do your best, because I know you can. And work on things with Mikey. Work on your relationship with him, and just have everything go the way it's supposed to go without the cutting and everything. And I know you can. Just use the power of your mind, Leah. I definitely believe in you, and I wish the best for you, and I hope to God that everything works out for you. And thank you very much once again for coming to me. I hope to God, Leah, please just, anytime you need anything, I'm here. Just always love yourself, Leah. Always believe within yourself, and know that you are too special to be damaging your body like that, and it's not going to get you anywhere. You can do many things that'll take your mind off it, and things will have a way of working out and falling into place, and you will overcome these issues. Thank you, everybody who's watched this video. Thank you, Leah. I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to me and who just all around supports me. And thank you, Leah, once again. I hope that everything works out for you. I hope to God that I helped you. And may God himself give you the strength to do whatever it is you're trying to conquer, because I know you can conquer it, Leah. So thank you very much, and just like I said, don't try to fill in those past voids. Create your own good things for your life and for yourself, instead of trying to search for what you're missing. Because creating our own happiness within is the true happiness, Leah. Once again, thank you. I hope I helped, and God bless you.